sure that we're more or less.
And I'm going to see what everyone else is playing. And whatever they're playing, I won't. Seems to make sense.
Let's make a little sort of like an Appalachian band for a minute. So we've got a fiddle, we've got a dobro, we've got a mandarin.
Mandarin.
And we have the key of G. What else? Okay. First problem, how are we going to differentiate between Phil 1 and Phil 2?
He's younger. And he isn't quite as salt-encrusted as I am. Having been on the good ship Pegasus for a week.
Phil obviously didn't go and freshen up. Well, even when we were kids, Phil would be hanging around Topsham Quay with a handful of seamen, but... what a horrible joke that is. I've been wanting to use that one for ages.
Actually, I'll tell you, Topsham Quay is a very interesting place because what is now the Antique Centre there, originally, 1959, 1960, probably to about 1962, it was fenced off and it was the main port, believe it or not, for a curious thing not much seen in the British Isles called Danish lager. The Tuborg ship used to come to Topsham Quay. Why? To deliver crates and crates and crates of Tuborg. And as young lads on our bicycles there, we would be just the other side of the fence looking at hundreds, if not thousands, of crates of Tuborg lager piled high, endlessly trying to work out how we could get at it.
Phil the Younger, how's your vocal level down there?
2-1, sounds alright.
Phil the Older, 2-1. Sounds great.
Let me just find my thing that says pages. There we go. Okay. That's not right. No. First USA, where are you? There you are. Okay, I think we almost have a texture. Just need a rhythm now. Let's just do now we're going to learn a chorus. Oh, you got reverb?
Yes. I know how it works.
I know the reverb works, I just didn't think it was appropriate.
You know?
Let's just have I'll give you some reverb. Someone's got a phone, someone's got a phone. Someone's got a phone in this room and is hunting for signals. That's not horrible. Is your pacemaker?
No.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to sing a chorus, and everybody's going to find a harmony for it, okay? It's a well-known song. Now, the thing about American music, more than anything, it's very, I suppose what Phil would say is generic. You sort of know where it's going to go, whether it's blues or country or mountain music. You're not going to get any great surprises. You're not going to get anything like a... It will go... Same with the blues, isn't it? Same with a lot of country stuff. The chords aren't going to surprise you, which is very good news when none of us know what we're going to play next, okay? But this is a well-known sort of American song, one of the first things I ever learned to play. This didn't happen at the Royal Albert Hall. But it did, actually. Here it goes again. Okay, I'm going to sing the chorus. Everybody knows this song. And Phil, can you do like the one down there? Hannah, you can find whatever. And Phil, you can find one. Okay, it's good. I'll do it off mic and without, as you rehearse it, like. She walks these hills in a long black veil. Let's try that again. She walks these hills in a long black veil. Visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows. Is that nobody? Someone do the middle one, is it? 3, 4. Nobody knows. Getting that, no, just because getting that phrasing right. I'm doing nobody knows. Like a little push there. 3, 4. Nobody knows. That's what. Nobody knows. Now it's getting like that tone. No, that's sort of a bit more mountain. 3, 4. Nobody knows. Nobody sleeps. Nobody knows but me. Just that chorus again. 3, 4. Nobody knows. Nobody sees. Okay, I'm doing what I always do. I'm pushing. Always push. Nobody on the skyline, the tall ships sail by. And the audience will go, on the skyline, the tall ships sail by. And Cousin Jack, it's where there's a mine. I always push. The audience wants to go, where there's a mine or a hole. And everybody wants to sing, nobody knows. And I'm going, nobody. So I'm going to straighten it out and do it with everybody else. So, otherwise it's going to be a constant little moment of tension. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nobody knows. Nobody sees. Nobody knows but me. Good. We have an arrangement. Now all I'm thinking now is this little plinky plonky tenor guitar is completely the wrong thing for a bit of mountain music. There's no real bottom end happening, so
we need more bottom.
More bottom end.
We need?
Get on, and then see what you think. I think then there'll be a nice natural sort of chorus. Nobody knows. Nobody sees. Nobody knows but me. Do you think? Yes or no? Alright, let's do the song then. Long black vial.
Just like to point out that, including myself, I always assumed that this was an old song, that it's actually traditional. Everyone thinks it is. It was written by an early commercial songwriting duo from Nashville called Dill and Wilkins.
Dill?
Dill and Wilkins, and it was written in 1950.
Dill and Wilkins.
Dill
and Wilkins.
D-I-L-L. I don't know whether either of them are male or female. They might have been a duo, a male-female duo, of Dill and Wilkins.
Dill and Wilkins.
And Wilkins, yes. No.
I think he's lying.
No, I'm telling the truth. Absolutely, yeah.
Long black veil. 3, 4. 10 years ago, on a cold black night, someone was killed, set the town on fire. People saw, they all agreed that the man seemed
Yeah, it's all fun.
Of course, the other, I used to listen to that on Joan Baez records, all that sort of stuff. I thought it was traditional as well. It sounds traditional.
It does.
You know.
It's a classic example, right?
Dill
and Wilkins.
sounds like a film of solicitors, doesn't it?
I don't,
The estate agent is quite frankly unlikely. I thought of that.
Our three next door neighbours when I was a kid, Mr. Gush, Mr. Bowles and Mr. Cleve, we always thought they should be famous as Gush, Bowles and Cleve. They should either be plumbers or solicitors.
When I was a kid, all I had was ragtag and bobtail. So, yeah, that sort of bluegrassy thing. You must know one, do you, Phil? In that?
Well, Wichita is one.
Wichita's one. Let's save that one, because that's one of our finer moments. What?
Roseville Fair.
Yeah.
Do that? I don't know.
It's a
that
slightly more modern song.
Jenna, I was just listening to that the day before yesterday, but funny enough, the Chris Wood and Andy Cutting version.
It's a good version.
Which is beautiful.
What is it? I need to know this song.
You didn't participate in the Les Barker version that the rest of us participated in. And Bill was over. It's a comedy version. It's about playing music on the fiddle and the banjo.
Oh,
Okay. Which is kind of
you banned
sort
it,
of
right?
appropriate, really. Lovely song. Yeah, song.
In G.
Of course.
Should be pleased to know.
What else?
It was written in the 70s, but it's got that kind of oldie feel.
It's something that's, yeah.
I'm going to be too jangly, aren't I? What are you playing, Phil? Mandolin?
I just play whatever everyone else doesn't.
Right.
It's a mantra. I don't think I... Well... No, but... I might break hands banjo.
Not break it.
Are you in Standard Chili?
Change the string just down the tone.
Well, why not? So,
Who said that?
The B string is currently a C.
Get it right. I'm used to these being about 9 tons.
treat it with great respect.
That plays off like a mandolin.
Uh-oh. That's what I do now. Take that. So they should be down, shouldn't they?
The other great thing about a lot of American stuff is that the mandolin player is just sort of like the dreaded offbeat. You're not in tune? We could be here a while, folks. You nearly went da 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 da.
Trying to hugely loud.
I thought you had played it in.
All right.
You want to go straight in without a run through or anything? Good.
Yeah.
Roseville Fair.
is it true? You wanna well, may you dance to the fiddle and the banjo, the way we did at the Roseville Fair.
I think I was saying about the familiarity of where the music goes. It's almost like what you do within those boxes. If you take, I mean, compare that to something like that we played this afternoon, some more British originated stuff. It's harder to know where it's going to take you, isn't it? You can't sort of relax into the familiarity, but with a nice feel like that. I wonder if we could try. How are you for A? Yeah.
Yeah, good. Cheers.
We'll try something that is, again, this is Caribbean, Jimmy Cliff song. Let's try Limbo. I think, well, let's do it in, no, let's do it in G. Do it in G, why not? Do it in G. We used to do this in the early pubby days. The only surprise, there is a surprise, there is a middle eight. By a middle eight, I mean that sort of section, usually 2/3 or halfway through the song, where it just rests with a different chord sequence. Springsteen always does the classic sort of middle eight. He'll go to the minor key, and but this has got a middle eight that I need to work out what it is on this. But it's quite nice because it's in that. It's in that very sort of nice, lazy rhythm that last one is in. Just running through the chords. Feel like a bird ain't got no song. Meanwhile they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Phil, do you know that one? Is this one?
I've never heard it.
No. Okay, the only surprise is the middle eight. Don't know where life will lead me. I know where I have been. I don't know where life will show me, but I know what I have seen. I've had my fill, I've had my fill, I've had my fill of love and friendship. No, that's not that much. B minor to E. That's all done and gone. So now I'm waiting here to keep moving on. So the middle bit, C to G, C to G. E minor, B minor to D. Sorry. B minor to E minor, B minor to E minor, A major to D. And then, can you do like little reggae? So sort of like, almost little lines.
Meanwhile they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Sitting here in limbo, waiting for the tide to roll. Sitting here in limbo, still got the good time to search my soul. Meanwhile they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. I don't know what life will show me, but I know what I have seen. I don't know where life will lead me, but I know where I have been. I've had my fill of love and friendship that is past and gone, so now I'm willing to keep moving on. Waiting for the dice to roll. Hey, I'm sitting here in limbo. Know that I'll move when I've got to. Meanwhile, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Meanwhile, putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Meanwhile, putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on.
Perfectly good. 3-part stack. version of that song by the Neville Brothers. None of us will attempt to emulate Aaron Neville's astonishing voice. Here in Limbo. The thing, I sold most of my spare parts to be on the side of the stage at Edmonton to see, they were on my last list of 10 bands in the world to see before one of them actually dies. And the Neville Brothers were headlining the Edmonton Festival, so I curried a lot of favours to be able to hang around, actually, literally just to the other side of the drummer. Aaron, I have to say, I wasn't disappointed. But their version of that song, and you sort of think that Aaron Neville, with that incredible falsetto, firstly he's about 23 stone and built like a sumo wrestler, and you sort of think to yourself, how does he do that, and how can he get any power into it? And yet it's one of the most powerful voices I've ever heard, and yet it's completely falsetto. Astonishing. Oh. Can we manage that?
900 miles. Let's cross it. Let's go a bit more toward the blues. Can you do some harp on this one, Mr. This is a medley film I used to do, 900 miles and poor. It was called Wayfaring. Somebody actually asked for wafer thin once. Poor wafer thin stranger.
It's kind of stuck, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, wafer thin stranger.
It's D. Walking down the track, I got tears in my eyes, trying to read a letter from my home. If this train runs me right,
That's D being it is actually it's sort of D mode, D minor.
100 miles from my home. What's that?
Yeah.
I think it's one of the
What is that?
It's Hannah.
All right. I thought that was a subterranean train coming through.
That's the ghost again.
Oh, nice. I'll do that, right? Okay, so we got that, and then we go into I am a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through this land of woe. I'm going back, see my father, going back where I belong. I'm only going over Jordan, I'm only going over home. And then we cross over the two at the same time.
Okay.
And you do like do one of those drag sort of things? Let's just get the groove going first of all. Okay, now there's a you just need to balance the instruments. I either have to turn up loads to drive it along, or it needs a bit more momentum. You think a bit more momentum? Need a bit more fun. Don't play it too loud. So it's actually built on this, just have a listen to this riff, and then... slows down and also speeds up. And does various things. If we can remember it well. It's played quite fast, isn't it? Right. You can have a whole army of...
I found the one now.
1, 2, 3, 4! Track, I got tears in my eyes, trying to read a letter from my home. If this train runs me right, I'll be home tomorrow night. I'm 900 miles from my home. If my
mind tells me so. I will railroad no more. Hang around the shack all day long. If this train runs me right, I'll be home tomorrow. I'm 900 miles from my home.
I'm a poor, wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this land of the world. So sorrow, no grief, no danger in the bright land where I go. I'm going back, see my father. I'm going back where I belong. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over.
I don't need my watch or need my chain or need my gold diamond ring. And if this train runs me right, I'll be home tomorrow. I'm 900 miles from my home.
Wayfaring stranger, I'm traveling
Oh, you might go
land of hope.
and if this train runs me right,
No grief, no danger in the bright light where I go. I'm going back, see my father. I'm going back where I belong. I'm only going over Jordan.
slow down.
I'm only going over. Way back in the original group you were in with Paul Downs and John Evans, you used to do a version of that 900 Miles of Flight.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I forgot that.
Which had a completely different sort of train revving up sequence in it, which I seem to remember involved Paul sawing his guitar in half, almost. So nothing's changed, really. It's that long time ago. There's not a rewrite of that song, but I'm hugely into Joe Bonamassa at the moment. He really is one of the best, the most articulate of the blues rock guitar players, and I've been listening to that very rootsy album recently, and the train song on that is simply astonishing. The electric guitar as a train, it's really quite spectacular.
Let me ask Mr. Henry over there, as a lad from Preston,
Aye.
whose dad is a big strapping lump of a bloke, how you discovered Americana up in Preston?
We call it the Ribble Delta Blues. But just through, is that mine? Just through looking for CDs in Preston Library, actually, I came across Robert Johnson and some house CDs there. Also, I was very much into like Phil Davy Graham and Bert Jansch and those kind of guys, and they point you in the direction of the blues players as well. So I kind of followed their lead back to the Delta stuff.
And then moving to Devon, was there a scene up there at that time? Like
Blues. There's a few bluesy players in Devon. Met Julian Piper quite early on, and those guys that do the Topsham Blues Club. So that kind of enriched it a bit as well, I think. So, yeah.
It's all about you, Hannah, from Brixton. Fisherman's daughter, probably not.
And my parents are foreigners.
Oh, of course they are. Your mum, is your mum German or your dad? Or your,
No, just as
your
everyone who's not from Brixton is a foreigner.
Fair enough.
Your mum's Irish and your dad's German, though.
Yes, that's true. So yeah, but they were into the blues, folk revival stuff, Joan Baez and Steve Span, all those
The
things.
usual suspect.
Yeah.
Do you want to play something then, you guys? And we'll see if we can find a way. Do you want to do Wichita now?
Yeah, let's do that.
What's it?
F, we should do it.
You do? Oh, we're rattling through this. 20 past 9. Do we need a beer break? Or do you want to have two? No? No, I'm just, I mean, we could play one song. We've been doing about 40 minutes. We could do one song and have a beer break, or we could...
One song and a beer break.
Yeah, okay. I like a man who knows his own mind.
Yeah, the alcohol.
He's a cup too low, as they say. There's a lovely Cecil Sharp incident where he's song collecting somewhere in some pub, and he's been promised that this old boy will eventually stump up some songs, so he's to keep buying him his flagons of cider, and it's always, no, he's still a cup too low, he ain't going to sing it. And then when it finally gets to it, even Cecil Sharp gets exasperated and sort of says, well, is he actually going to sing me a song? Oh dear, no, I think he's a cup too high. So this might be an F.
That's not right. Just let me find. What are you going to do, Phil?
Sure, yeah, I might change. Let's see where it starts and let's see where it goes.
What is this song and how did you find it?
It's a song by Gillian Welsh called Wichita. I learnt off a chap in Exmouth in Devon called Irish John. And as far as I knew, it was a traditional song until Steve informed me otherwise. But that was after I'd already credited it as traditional on my album. So hopefully they don't find out.
Yeah, this is the song that I heard these guys play that I sort of fell in love with, and the way that they play it. And I think Richard Jindal is entranced by this now, isn't he? He's talking
Yeah,
about
he wants
recording
to-
this version. So
It's a new version.
okay.
We good?
Yeah, well, we'll have a beer break after this because it's getting on to 25 past 8.
Well, it's beer o'clock.
Beer o'clock. And then we'll come back in about 8:45 for another 45 minutes.
saw her fixing her truck, pumping in gas with the car filled up. We talked his name as well. As we waited for the tanks to fill, we talked about leaving and how it might snow, how far she's got to go, going back to where the grass grows tall and the fields turn in the fall. You can still hear the night birds call back in Wichita. She came here in '85, came here as a July bride. Never got easy, never got rich, never got much, but what she came here with, good times they've all been spent. She ain't broken, but she's bad in bed now. There's nothing that she wants, nothing that shines. She's made up her mind that she's going back to where the grass grows tall and the fields burn in the fall. You can still hear the night birds call back in Wichita. And she said, for all my time, well, I ain't got much to show. You can tell that man of mine and anybody that wants to know that I'm going back to where the grass grows tall